Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Welcome back to Wells Fargo Arena. It's our last game of the day on this leap year day of February 29th here at the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament. Class 4A semifinals wrapping up here, and we have got a good one. Bishop Heelan, the Crusaders, taking on the Waverly-Shell Go Hawks. Good evening, everyone. Blake Walker along with my partner Tammy Blackstone. And Tammy, both these teams had great games yesterday. They both look pretty even. Statistics say we are in for a barn burner tonight.
I really like this matchup, Blake. It's going to be so much fun. We've got two really talented freshmen, one on each team. We've got a couple of stars on each team as well. I got my eye on Caitlin Egina for Waverly-Shell. I've got my eye on Brooklyn Stanley for Bishop Heelan. It's just going to be a fun game to see how it all plays out.
Let's take a look at our road to state for both these two teams so far this state tournament and coming into the state tournament. It was a win against Lewis Central for Bishop Heelan, a 70-40 victory for the Crusaders. They outscored Lewis Central off turnovers 36-9. Abby Lee, boy, she can shoot from anywhere. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 blocks. And like you said, the freshman Melina Snoozy, 20 points, 5 steals, 3 of 6 from beyond the three-point line. She can shoot the ball well. On the other side, Waverly-Shell held off an upset bid in Sioux Center, the defending state champions in 3A, 55-51. Caitlin Egina had a big spurt where she hit almost 3 straight three-pointers, got Waverly-Shell back into it. Lizzie Frazel, 8 points, 5 assists, 4 blocks, 3 rebounds. Just two all-around really good-built teams.
Absolutely. And Waverly-Shell, Egina doesn't always get quite that many points. I think their strength at Waverly-Shell is their depth. They really have nice balanced scoring, but any one of those players, Egina, Frazel, Bodensteiner, can explode for a big game.
We will take a break and we'll be back for Tammy's Channel Seeds Keys to Success for both teams. We'll be back. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
This is our son, Sebastian. In 2021, he took half a pill he didn't know was counterfeit.
That tiny pill contained enough fentanyl to kill him almost instantly. Kids buy them on social media and share them with their friends, not realizing how dangerous they are.
Please talk to your kids about not taking anything that's not directly prescribed to them.
Our child will never get to grow up, but we want yours to be able to.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Welcome back to the capital city of Des Moines, Wells Fargo Arena here for the Bishop Heelan Crusaders, the 3-seed taking on 2-seeded Waverly-Shell. We are in for a good one here this evening. Let's take a look, Tammy, at your channel seeds to success for both teams today.
Absolutely. For Waverly-Shell, they are going to be looking to win the battle inside. I have been itching for a good post-battle all week long. I hope it's tonight. We got for Waverly-Shell, Egina at 6'1", Thompson at 6 foot, but on the other side, we've got Abby Lee at 6 foot. I'm hoping this is going to be that post-battle that we've been looking for. For Bishop Heelan, they're going to really try to dictate the pace of this game, not let it get away from them, and control the ball. For both teams, rebounding is crucial. This game very well may be decided by who comes out on the top for rebounding.
It's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. Today's Seeds for Success were brought to you by Channel. The Enhanced Channel Seed brand is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Waverly-Shell, the Go Hawks, and Sioux City Bishop Heelan, the Crusaders, Class 4A foes. They will take on Clear Creek Amana. The Clippers get to the title game in a thriller over North Polk. Kind of almost blew the lead at the end, was able to get back together. That'll be fun. Clear Creek Amana has a lot of height, which luckily both these teams have a little bit of height, but the Clippers look really good in that win.
They really did. Clear Creek Amana came to this game to play. They beat a very good North Polk team. They had a lot of players stand out, and they have a lot of players who are getting some college looks, committed to college, and so we've got whoever wins this is setting up for a really tough battle. And
speaking of college looks, all 5 of the starters for Waverly-Shell are going to college to play some sort of sport. I think Brenna Bodensteyer will golf and play basketball at Wartburg. Emma Thompson plays softball at Loris. Ramey Dahlquist and Lily Betts will run track at Central and Wartburg.
And Brennan Bodensteiner. Sorry, Caitlin Egina is the other one, who is a signee at Western Illinois for basketball as well.
Just unbelievable starting 5. Well, we'll take one more break, and we'll be back for your starting lineups and opening tip-off. We got a Class 4A title game spot to fill. We'll be back. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament. Bishop Heelan, the Crusaders, taking on Waverly-Shell Rock, the Go Hawks. Heelan has had a really good track record here at the state tournament recently. Champions in 2020 and then runner-up in 2022. Waverly-Shell Rock's been here now 3 out of the last 6 years, the even years, if you will, 2020, 22, and 2024. It lines up pretty even, and, you know, in years that you can get here, experience means so much here at Wells Fargo.
It absolutely does, just as far as your nerves go and remaining comfortable and just not intimidated by this environment. Also, we've got 2 good coaches and experienced coaches here. They're really similar as well. Coach Bodensteiner for Waverly-Shell Rock has 292 wins, sure to get his 300th next season. And for Bishop Heelan, Coach Darren Coolstra has 275. So these are both really experienced, successful coaches.
These two really haven't met recently. The only time these two have met, 2022, and it was right here on this same floor. Bishop Heelan won 54-33. We will send it down to our PA announcer, and we'll get you your starting lineups. It's Bishop Heelan, the Crusaders, taking on Waverly-Shell Rock, the Go Hawks, in a spot for the Class 4A title game on Saturday at 2 o'clock against the Clear Creek Amana Clippers. Let's send it down to the floor.
Tonight's 2024 Girls State Basketball Semifinal matchup featuring the Sioux City Bishop Heelan Crusaders and the Waverly-Shell Rock Go Hawks. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in tonight's semifinal matchup. First, the non-starters for the Sioux City Bishop Heelan Crusaders. Number 3, Addison Kleiss. Number 5, Carly Kobe. Number 13, Ashley Yoakum. Number 15, Aubrey Billings. Number 21, Colby Carroll. Number 25, Reese Bleeker. Number 31, Ellie Delaney. Number 33, Juliana Verzal. Number 35, Caitlin Porath. And number 43, Maddie Schimmerhorn. The assistant coaches for Bishop Heelan are Rick Weitzel, Jessica Carson, Olivia Sullentick, and Sean Miller. Now let's meet the non-starters for the Waverly-Shell Rock Go Hawks. Number 10, Annika Ott. Number 4, Addie Ott. Number 10, Natalie Beck. Number 14, Ramey Dahlquist. Number 20, Megan Heyer. Number 24, Addie Cruz. Number 30, Hannah Halbach. Number 34, Emma Smith. Number 40, Aubrey Vicker. And number 42, Brittany Bodensteiner. The assistant coaches for Waverly-Shell Rock are Dave Arns, Nick Willenborg, Chelsea Wedeking, and Patrick Mulholland. And now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for tonight's starting lineups? For Bishop Heelan at guard, a 5'2" senior, number 1, Maddie Demke. And for Waverly-Shell Rock at guard, a 5'10" freshman, number 12, Lizzie Frizzell. For Bishop Heelan at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 11, Brooklyn Stanley. And for Waverly-Shell Rock at guard, a 5'6" senior, number 22, Brenna Bodensteiner. For Bishop Heelan at guard, a 5'11" freshman, number 23, Melina Snoozy. And for Waverly-Shell Rock at forward, a 5'9" junior, number 32, Sydney Bieneman. For Bishop Heelan at forward, a 5'9" junior, number 41, Maddie LaFleur. And for Waverly-Shell Rock at forward, a 6'1" senior, number 44, Caitlin Egana. For Bishop Heelan at center, a 6' junior, number 45, Abby Lee. And for Waverly-Shell Rock at forward, a 6' senior, number 50, Emma Thompson. The head coach for Bishop Heelan is Darren Koolstra, and the head coach for Waverly-Shell Rock is Greg Bodensteiner. The officials tonight are Chad Slagle, Travis Berkey, Garrett Wirtz, and the bench official is John Morrow. Welcome Sioux City, Bishop Heelan, and Waverly-Shell Rock to the 2024 Girls State Tournament.
We are ready to go here at Wells Fargo Arena. Before we begin today's game, I'd like to once again thank Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girl. Bishop Heelan ready to get going here out of the Missouri River. Waverly-Shell Rock out of the Northeast Iowa Conference. They're in white with black trim. Bishop Heelan dark blue with tan trim. We're off and running in the Class 4A semifinal. Bishop Heelan, one of the top teams in the state in stealing the basketball and scoring the basketball. 65 points per contest for the Crusaders. Waverly-Shell Rock only gives up 32 points per game, so something's going to give this evening.
Bishop Heelan here is just being patient, looking for the right opportunity.
Abby Lee, she's their center, takes a three, has the green light, can't get it to fall. She had 21 in the win in the first round.
Very impressive opening game in this tournament.
Already a quick trap here for Bishop Heelan, and they're trapping here quickly at the top of the key. That one's going to be knocked loose, and it'll be over and back. Brooklyn Stanley wanted to just run with it, but she'll take the turnover.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very aggressive defense here at the start of the game. Creating a turnover and an opportunity here for Bishop Heelan.
Waverly-Shell Rock themselves, a 58-point per game scoring team. 36% from the three-point line. We saw that come to life in the win over Sioux Center. And that was a close one. Trailed by 9 at one point in that game. Came all the way back and won. Here's Snoozy, the talented freshman. Misses everything on her first shot of the day. She had a great first showing at the state tournament. Really no nerves for her, and those are going to have to carry over into tonight.
Right, yeah. 20 points in her state tournament opener. She averages 18, already has several Division I offers. That the 5'11 freshman, Melina Snoozy.
Go Hawks try to get it up the floor here. And again, just a trapping defense by Bishop Heelan. Odensteyer caught up at the top of the key. Good defense by Stanley. Almost got a 5-second call. A pull-up jumper by Egana won't go. Thompson's down low. She can't get it to go either.
Great defense there. The Go Hawks are really accustomed to being able to easily get the ball inside, and that is simply not happening tonight with that trap.
Lee tries again from beyond the three-point line. Can't quite get it to go. She's 0 for 2 from that three-point spot. And we're still knotted at zeros. Three-pointer rattles out. Rebound down low. Not going to go for Bieneman, but the putback does for Caitlin Egana.
The Go Hawks are going to give themselves those extra chances. They really crash the offensive boards. You saw it there. Their coach says it is a key to their success today.
Boy, Egana and Thompson, just a really good 1-2 punch down low. And Egana's technically listed as the forward. She's not even the center on the team in a way, but the whole team can shoot.
Yep, Egana has a little bit more range than Thompson, but they're both such strong presence underneath the basket on defense.
Stanley, quick fire three. That's short. Good rebound down low, though. Picked up by Maddie LaFleur. fresh shot clock sets them back up. Abby Lee takes to the basket. She gets swatted away by Emma Thompson down low. Thompson listed at 6 foot, Egina 6'1". Lily Frizzell, the freshman, just 5'10". So, I mean, she's getting up there too.
Yeah, both these teams have some good height, but really neither outmatches the other down low. But I'm still hoping for that low post battle.
15 seconds here on the shot clock. Maddie Demke for 3 from the wing. That goes.
Nice patience that time by Bishop Heelan, looking for the right opportunity, finding Demke wide open there on the wing.
24 three-pointers this season for her, make it 25. She's got a steal on the other end.
Once again, that trap.
Stanley loses the grip, couldn't quite go back up with it. I think she was thinking about going up before she caught it. And the Go-Hawks will get it back, but once again, Stanley's going to play some defense here.
The Go-Hawks need to find a solution for that half-court trap that's coming on as soon as they cross that line, making passing really difficult for a team that relies on getting the ball inside. This high, pushing them out like this is really going to make their offense difficult.
Frizzell swings back over. Here's Bodensteiner. And she's going to get caught up, and a foul is called. I believe that's LaFleur down there. Got a hand in there.
That aggression has really resulted in some turnovers, but got to watch the fouls early in this game.
4:40 to go here in the first quarter. 3-2, low scoring here to start this one. Frizzell's caught up, eventually gives it off. Go-Hawks really haven't been able to get it down low. That one's knocked out of bounds, out of Frazel's hands.
Yeah, the Go-Hawks have a couple of options. They can dribble out of that trap before it gets set, or they can do a quick pass, and a skip is really going to prevent the Crusaders from getting that really effective trap set on them.
Boy, they're jumping on everything. Another almost near turnover. The Go-Hawks already have 3. Brooklyn Stanley jumped in front of that one. Egina chases down the loose ball. Again, another quick trap. Frizzell, 3 at the top of the key. That won't go. How about the rebound by Caitlin Egina underneath?
Expect to see that all night. They are going to crash those boards and get themselves those second chance opportunities.
Boy, just ripped it away from the defender.
She is so strong.
Lee thought about a 3. Instead, she'll go back up top to the freshman, who will step back and misses. Might have gotten tapped. Stanley almost saves it. She does, but in favor of the Go-Hawks.
You know, as successful as Bishop Heelan has been here on defense, they've not been able to convert those turnovers to many points so far on the offensive end.
Egina took a drive to the basket, but she was fouled on the ground. Let's see who this one's going to be on. This is going to be on Maddie Demke. So 2 quick fouls here for Heelan.
It's a risk you take when you throw on such an aggressive trap defense, and coach will figure out if it's worth it, and at one point you might need to back off a little bit.
Egina shoots over top of Abby Lee and gets it to go.
Egina, such a strong player, hit her 1,000 points this year, heading to Western Illinois to continue her career.
Waverly-Shell Rock by 3 here with 3:28 to go here in the first quarter. Snoozy. Pretty quiet here to start. Whole team's pretty quiet, obviously. Have had a couple good looks. Stanley back outside. Demke for 3. No, offside iron. Good box out by Sydney Bieneman. And Frizzell brings it across the timeline. Boy, just very quick to the ball. And that's what happens. A steal, and now in transition go the Crusaders. Stanley got partially blocked. Lee came running in. Everybody's hitting the deck. And the Go-Hawks get the ball back.
The Crusaders having a hard time to get these shots to land. This is a little unusual for them, this kind of slow offensive start. Brooklyn Stanley, a very good shooter. She is a 4-year starter for the Crusaders.
Egina through everybody. Can't get it to go. Thompson's on the rebound. She can't get it. Lee with the boards. And now Heelan wants to run. Koolstra's telling him to push it. Demke coast to coast. Too high. Bieneman all the way. Stops, won't go, tries to get her own rebound. Everybody hits the deck, and we're going to get a much-needed stop.
You know, Bieneman only averages about 5, and in the last game when we were down here at the tournament, the defense chose to sag off of her, and they paid the price for that. She dropped 12 points, and that was all the difference in the game.
Well, and sometimes you expect such things. A lot of teams tighten up their lineups a little bit. A couple IMT insurance substitutions. We'll take a timeout here. And the timeout's going to be called by Coach Koolstra, so a quick 30-second timeout. IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Bishop Heelan is 1 of 10 from the floor right now, 1 of 6 from beyond the three-point line. You can't just tell your team, shoot the ball better. I mean, the ball is going to go in eventually, but what do you think's being said?
I would imagine Coach Koolstra is telling them to settle down. They're doing a fantastic job on the defensive end of the court, and they just need to settle down. Even though we're hearing him say, push it, push it, push it, but if the opportunity's not there,
right,
it's not there. He's going to be looking to get his leaders involved. Brooklyn Stanley, get the ball to Snoozy, get the ball to Abby Lee. On the other end, I think that Coach Bodensteiner is talking to them about how to not get trapped on the side of the court.
A lot of their offensive sets have been way up here near the edge of the Iowa logo at the middle of the floor. So,
yeah, their best opportunities have been from those offensive rebounds because they've been pushed out so far.
11 rebounds for Waverly-Shell Rock, just 5 for the Crusaders. Now the Go-Hawks tighten it up here on defense a little bit. Stanley, hands off. Just nothing going here. Snoozy swings back outside to LaFleur. Okay, the Go-Hawks just collapse down on defense. 5 seconds on the shot clock, but a foul will negate that and put it right back.
The Crusaders have good movement on their offense, but I think they're missing some opportunities of looking for cutters coming through the lane. I think Abby Lee could step in and get a pin and ask for that ball underneath.
It does feel like someone's always sitting down low for Waverly-Shell Rock. They got 2 down there now. Lee goes against 3 of them. Too hard. Rebound taken away by Frizzell. Frizzell 0 for 2 to start this evening. Obviously hasn't seemed to matter when the defenses are playing like they are. Frizzell thought about a 3. Is it stolen? Nope. Lizzie picks it right back up.
It has felt like for their first shot opportunity, those kind of deep threes has been the only thing available. Finally, they're able to get it inside.
That was a mismatch. Demke had no chance, and Egina puts it in off the glass. And Heelan wants to run. Abby Lee for 3. No again. Rough start for her today. Another try underneath for Brooklyn Stanley, and that one's out of bounds, and it will be a possession to Heelan here. The woes continue. I think now 1 of 12, either 1 of 11 or 1 of 12 here.
Yeah, Bishop Heelan, normally they have some good shooters. They'll find their stride. Stanley averages 14, Snoozy 18, Abby Lee 15.
Lee gets it down to Demke on the low post. She is the smallest player on the floor, but she'll post up. Lee tried to get Egina up in the air. Stanley through traffic, got it ripped away, and going to be fouled. They're getting a foul on Bieneman.
They've been successful at drawing those fouls, but that's not what they really want.
Yeah.
What they want is to be able to score, and they're doing this driving, cutting offense that is simply not working against this Go-Hawk defense right now.
66% from the free throw line as a team are the Crusaders. Stanley, her first one drops in. She is a 69% free throw shooter, and she's on the board tonight.
Brooklyn Stanley has been a 4-year starter for Bishop Heelan. She was first team All-State last year. Hit her 1,000-point mark this season.
Was a part of the team that came runner-up in 2022. She wants to add a championship ring to her collection here by the end of this week. 8-5. Yeah, we're playing defense here at the Well.
Yeah.
Thompson, hounded, gives it off to Egina. Caitlin spins off glass and good. And that's beautiful.
Lovely spin move there. She has such good control, a lot of strength.
Demke says, let's run something quickly. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. They go over to Stanley. Stanley, 2 seconds, spinning, shot at the horn. It goes, rolls in somehow.
It was great defense there, but also a good, strong move to end the quarter there by Brooklyn Stanley.
It wasn't pretty, but, man, we got a good one. 10-7, Waverly-Shell Rock on top of Heelan. We'll be back. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by an American Energy Company.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small. We host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Hey fans, level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passions and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. Blake Walker, Tammy Blackstone with you here this evening. Class 4A semifinal from Wells Fargo Arena. 10-7. The 2-seeded Go-Hawks lead the 3-seeded Heelan Crusaders. Boy, a rough first quarter shooting for both teams, but Brooklyn Stanley, a big shot there to end the quarter, might give Heelan a little bit momentum. Knock ball goes loose.
I'm certain at the break, Coach Bodensteiner was telling his team, hey, don't pick up your dribble in that trap. Yeah. So we'll see if they listen.
4 turnovers for the Go-Hawks, 12 rebounds to Heelan 6. Egina, she's got all 10. Good assist down low to Emma Thompson.
What a strong look, and just noticing her teammate there a little more open than she was. They work so well together.
The benches have not really been used here so far. Both teams just 6 deep. We don't expect them to go much deeper. Stanley, pull-up jumper, no. Bieneman's on the rebound. They'll give it to Frizzell.
The Go-Hawks are winning that rebounding war tonight. That really may be the difference in this game.
Another trap, another picked up dribble. Bodensteiner again caught up by Stanley. She'll toss it over the corner. Frizzell for 3. Yes! High arcing shot, and it finds its way to the bottom of the basket.
Very nice look there by Frizzell. Just a freshman. What a season she's had.
That is the first 3-pointer of the night for the Go-Hawks. Looking good here, up by 8. Snoozy, she is still quiet. Stanley picked up her dribble, knew it right when she did it. And a turnover by the Crusaders.
You know, for a team like Heelan, they do have so many weapons. They have several people who can have an extremely big game. I think someone needs to grab that ball and take over a little bit at this point.
Go-Hawks trying to pull away here in the second. We know how big starts are here at the state tournament. Thompson gets fouled as she goes up for 2, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Again, they're Egina finding her teammate Thompson under the basket. Thompson's coach says she is not afraid of contact. We see it there. She goes up strong. She's going to be a softball player next year at Loras. We all know softball players are tough as nails.
68% free throw shooter. That is the highest out of anyone in the starting 5. I think the floor is a little slick, so they had a couple girls here from Roland Story cleaning the floor, and they were literally walking back to the locker room area when they needed them. So
everyone needs a little bit of a break.
Yeah. We're on ice, so it's not like we expect the floor just to get wet from humidity. And Thompson rims out on her first free throw. Another substitution coming in for Heelan. That's Carly Kobe, the senior, averaging 3 points a game off the bench.
The rebounding differential right now is 13 for Waverly-Shell Rock, 6 for Sioux City Heelan. Heelan really going to need to give themselves some more chances underneath the basket. When you're not shooting well, the more chances you can give yourself, the better.
So Thompson goes 0 of 2 from the charity stripe. Sorry for the announcer's jinx. Lee goes through traffic and can't quite get it to go, too hard.
Again, Waverly-Shell Rock there for the rebound, uncontested.
Another trap. Frizzell got caught up. Bieneman hands off to Egna. Caitlin stops and fires a 2. That's no good. Thompson goes over top of Debke to get it. Another rebound by Waverly-Shell Rock.
They give themselves so many good opportunities, high percentage shots underneath the basket.
Foul on Stanley trying to go after the basketball. Second foul on Heelan. Again, fouls reset, so 2-0 foul differential here to start the quarter. See Coach Koolstra there on your screen. Boy, he knows what he's doing. He is one of the better coaches in the state of Iowa. Megan Heyer with it here and throws a turnover. Stanley, everybody separated, so she sees a lane to go to the basket and get it to go off glass. Boy, the seas parted there for a second. Brooklyn took advantage.
Very good sight there by Brooklyn Stanley to see that open path to the basket.
Boy, Heelan is so good at getting traps in this location, but then Waverly's just able to break out of it. Another loose ball and another steal by Cobe off the bench.
Very effective defense now. They've been setting that trap this whole game, and now they're getting those turnovers.
Cobe wide open for 3 in the corner. That's not going to go, and Caitlin Eggena's on the rebound.
Bishop Heelan's going to have to start crashing those boards.
Stanley came from behind, almost poked it free. Another double, another ball that knocked loose.
This is such an effective defense. It's really taking Waverly-Shell Rock out of their game and making all the passing so difficult.
Ball on the floor, Frizzell and company jumping on top of it. Jump ball to go back to the Crusaders. Stanley is everywhere. I mean, just every pass, I feel like she's almost getting ready to jump in and steal it away.
Yeah, Brooklyn Stanley averages 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals. She is an extremely well-rounded player, all-around athlete.
She runs about 10 miles per night, you'd think, in one game. 15-9, scoring is slowed down again. Just 2 points for Heelan this quarter. That'll stay the same. Abby Lee, the leading scorer in that first game, just can't quite seem to get it going tonight.
Another one-and-done shot opportunity there for Bishop Heelan.
Still plenty of time here in this one. 4:15 to go. Frizzell somehow hanging on, and a foul on Snoozy. Gave her a little bit of a push on the back.
Frizzell that time trying to keep that dribble alive to avoid that trap. I think her teammates need to come to the ball, flash up the middle of the lane, get open. You can't, it's impossible to trap once you're inside that three-point perimeter. They really need to work the ball inside, keep that dribble alive.
It's good that Heelan's aggressive, but you don't want to be too aggressive. Frizzell somehow got that one to go. 3 fouls already for Heelan. You don't want to go to the bonus too early in this one. The lead is back to 8. Dempke trying to direct traffic here at the top of the key and hope that someone gets open here. They really haven't been down low. Like, there's really not been a lot of post play.
No, it's really not their offensive style to post somebody up down low. I thought they might try it given Abby Lee's game, or 21 points I believe that she had earlier this week. I thought they might send it to her inside.
Long developing play ended up working out as Stanley got the layup on the other end, and guess what? Another steal on the other end. Dempke. Ooh, thought about a 3, didn't take it. Stanley caught up. Cross-court pass to Lee. Stanley spinning back outside. Lee for 3 at the top. Rims out. She just can't quite find it tonight, but she keeps shooting.
That Go Hawk defense is very effective against that offense. They're helping on all of those drives and really putting a stop to most opportunities.
A reset here at the top of the key with Bieneman. Frizzell hounded here in the corner. And a timeout is called by Coach probably the biggest thing, don't pick up your dribble in the traps. That's really what's causing Waverly-Shell Rock issues.
Well, also try not to catch the ball right on the baseline there, or on the sideline. They just really need to stay more in the center of the court. That point guard needs to bring it in right to the top of the key, look for opportunities. Cutters need to be heading towards the basket, not out to the sidelines.
We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament.
At American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament. Waverly-Shell Rock leading Bishop Heelan 17-11. The winner has a date with Clear Creek Amana, the Clippers, in the Class 4A title game on Saturday at 2 o'clock. Blake Walker, Tammy Blackstone with you here this evening from Wells Fargo Arena. 19-7 is your advantage in the rebounding category for the Go-Hawks, and that tells a lot so far. There's another steal. Brooklyn Stanley does it again. Demke somehow saves it. Stanley skies for it. LaFleur on the back end gets the layup to go. What a circus play.
That was good passing, good teamwork there by Bishop Heelan, finally getting themselves a nice high percentage shot.
I mean, Heelan's gone cold, but so is Waverly-Shell Rock. Both teams just struggling to find the bottom of the basket. Bieneman for three. Yes!
We saw that time. We finally saw it. Quick passing, going right to the top of the key, not allowing a trap. A quick pass before the trap could be set, and it resulted in an open shot.
High percentage looks from the three-point line. They're 2 of 4 now. The Go-Hawks are from the three-point line. Snoozy, stop and turn. Yes! She finally breaks the lid off the basket, and that's huge. I think she might be big the rest of the night.
Melina Snoozy, a very reliable freshman.
Already getting several looks from colleges in just her freshman year, no surprise. Another trap. Egina at the top of the key. Lee is laying off. Stanley tried to time the steal again like she's done all night. Doesn't matter. Snoozy on the steal and on the breakaway. The freshman coast to coast. Hands off to Lee. Her fading two won't go.
A good defensive set there by Heelan, getting themselves that opportunity. But when you are shooting 25%, you need to be crashing the boards to give yourself a second chance.
Bieneman. Caught up. Frizzell down low to Thompson on the low post. Thompson turn around, no. And a foul on Caitlin Egina. Reached over top of Snoozy.
Bishop Heelan picking up a little bit of momentum here. A couple of nice stops on offense. That lid coming off the basket for him. Let's see if they can make a run of this here.
It's a big last minute.
Absolutely. They could really swing the momentum their way.
Curious if they go 2 for 1 here. Under a minute to go. Stanley into the trees down low. LaFleur. Nothing going. Snoozy, step back three. Too strong, and Bieneman's on the rebound. About 7 seconds separate shot clock and game clock here. Another big possession. Big possession for the Go-Hawks, trying to extend that lead by more than 5. Frizzell just stops and fires. No good. Bieneman on the glass, gets it to go.
Bieneman is described by her coach as a monster on the offensive glass. She is, shows her skill there.
All 5'4" of her, or 5'9" of her. Man, she's got height. 9 seconds. Stanley turns, won't go. Thompson's on the glass, and that will do it for the end of the first half. Boy, it's a physical one, and it's low scoring. But it's a good one. 22-15, Waverly-Shell Rock, the Go-Hawks on top of Bishop Heelan, the Crusaders. We'll be back. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Today's the place for you!
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament. We promise you're not missing any action right now on the floor. This is Roland Story youth basketball team taking on Dallas Center Grimes. Boy, it's always cool to see this because we're probably going to see these girls in the next 8-9 years. But Blake Walker, Tammy Blackstone with you here. Waverly-Shell Rock on top of Bishop Heelan 22-15. Tammy, you and I were talking about it kind of during the break. It's just kind of one of those things where the rebounding category seems to be the glaring issue, and there's just no rhythm on offense for Bishop Heelan.
It really is. Heelan getting out-rebounded 8-23. When a team, when sometimes some nights you're just cold, and they're a little bit cold. When your teammate shoots, you got to crash the board expecting, hey, this is probably not going to go in. I'm going to be there to scoop it up and put it in. We need to see some rebounds from everyone on that team to even things up. Like we also talked about turnovers. Bishop Heelan has not been able to capitalize on the 10 turnovers that they have forced from Waverly-Shell Rock. Doing a fantastic job on defense. That trap has been extremely effective, forcing 10 turnovers, just not being able to convert those into points on the other end of the court.
We'll see how it all shakes out. We'd now like to take a moment to once again thank our title sponsor, Iowa Farm Bureau, for their support of the state basketball tournament. Earlier this week, the IGHSAU had the opportunity to speak with Iowa Farm Bureau President Brent Johnson to learn more about Iowa Farm Bureau's support of the IGHSAU and student athletes across the state.
Thanks for joining us for the 2024 Girls State Basketball Tournament. I'm Matt Hominoff with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We want to thank all of our partners for all the great support we get from around the state. None more important than our proud title sponsor, Iowa Farm Bureau. With me today is the president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, Brent Johnson. Thanks for joining us, Brent.
Yep.
Why does the Iowa Farm Bureau feel so strongly about supporting the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and our tournament games?
Well, Matt, the Iowa Farm Bureau has been the title sponsor for the Girls Union now for 19 years. And once again, very proud to be a part of this year's state girls basketball tournament. And, you know, this tournament highlights the work ethic, teamwork, resilience, and dedication that these girls have contributed for a year's worth of dedication to their craft. And just like that same spirit, the Iowa farmers are the best in what they do across this entire country, not only in production, but also in conservation. And you put all that together, and there's a lot here to celebrate.
Yeah. Your support for the IGHSAU goes beyond youth and education. What other support does the Iowa Farm Bureau provide Iowa's youth?
Yeah. Well, Matt, here at Farm Bureau, we believe that today's youth is tomorrow's leaders, and we're proud to support them in many different ways. One of those is by our scholarship program. Every single year, we give nearly $500,000 across the entire state to those kids so that they can continue their education at a higher level. We've also partnered with the Girls Union and the Boys Association now for several years to offer concussion insurance for those student athletes who compete in sanctioned sports across the entire state so that they can do so at a high level and feel safe doing so. And that is at no cost to that student or their families. Third, we've given teachers across the state nearly $500,000 so that they can properly equip their classrooms to do their jobs better. And most recently, just last year, the Iowa Farm Bureau gave the Iowa FFA Foundation $1 million so that they can properly place ag teachers and ensure that students across the state have an exposure to agriculture and how it affects their lives every day.
Yeah, so the students participating in this year's tournament are taking home some pretty neat souvenirs. But one new item that they're taking home are the championship ball caps. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the girls who are competing at this year's tournament are actually taking home quite a bit of swag this year. Of course, we have the bag tags and the signature basketballs that the girls have been used to seeing over the years. But this year, we've added a championship ball cap, so that those girls who actually win the tournament have an extra souvenir to remember that if they put their minds to it, they can accomplish anything.
Well, thanks again, Brent, for both your and everyone at Iowa Farm Bureau's support of the Iowa Girl over the years.
In Iowa, we grow corn. A lot of corn. Corn is what supports us. It feeds our livestock, it fuels our vehicles, and powers our state. It nourishes our families. A cash crop? Yeah, but it's way more than that. Corn sustains us. It's who we are. Without it, we'd just be... well, you get the picture. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
The thing I love about Clark is that you're never just one thing. I'm not just a student. I'm a future doctor. I'm an athlete on a history-making team. I'm a community member supporting the causes I care about. I'm a friend, a neighbor, a leader. At Clark, you can become anything. What will you be? Be you at CU.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament. Fans Official State Tournament merchandise is now available online. Time to get your smartphones out. Just scan the QR code on your screen now or visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. Blake Walker, Tammy Blackstone with you here this evening. Time to take a look at our Sukup stats of the game so far. You'll see a couple glaring ones, rebounding obviously being one of the number one, but shooting-wise, it's just been a tough go for Bishop Heelan.
Yeah, Bishop Heelan having a hard time getting those shots to fall. They're not taking bad shots at all. They're just not having a hot shooting night. Waverly-Shell shooting just fine. You mentioned the rebounds. I'm going to keep harping on it. This is just going to be a key of the game. 8 to 23. Of those 23 Waverly-Shell Rock rebounds, 9 are from 5'9" Sydney Bieneman. She is an absolute beast on the boards, and Bishop Heelan has to get in there and take them away.
Yeah, absolutely. Another glaring one. 9 steals, 1 block, but 4 points off turnovers. That means they're doing great on defense, but then it's not translating to offense. So, again, like I said, you can't just tell your team put the ball in the basket. It's just going to happen, whether you want it or you don't want it. But I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things that Bishop Heelan, they had a great shooting night against Lewis Central. Sometimes you just don't come out firing. We saw in Waverly-Shell Rock's game, they were down quite a bit of that game, rallied back. And like you and I said, a run can easily still happen in this game.
Oh, absolutely. Bishop Heelan could come out of this locker room a different team offensively. Their defense has been fantastic. It's been a long time since I've seen a half-court trap executed so effectively and stymieing an offense. If they come out and the lid's off the basket, this could be a totally different game.
Well, Bishop Heelan averages 65 points per game. They only have 15 points here in the first half. We'll see what changes, if any, are made, or will the Go Hawks be going on to the state championship game here in Class 4A. We'll take a break and be back for your second half of action. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Slade's the place for you!
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome back to Wells Fargo Arena here at the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament. Blake Walker, Tammy Blackstone with you here, set for one more half of basketball. It's been a fun Thursday of basketball. We'll have one more day here to wrap up our semifinals tomorrow. Class 2A and 1A hit the floor. Tammy and I will be on our 3:15 game. I believe Remsen St. Mary's and Newell Fonda, if I'm correct. And then tomorrow night, the championships begin. Class 5A kicks us off, then Class 3A. And then on Saturday, it will be 4A, 2A, and 1A to wrap everything up. The week flies by, I'll tell you that. It's been another great installment of the girls' basketball tournament.
It's always a fantastic week down here. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union does such a nice job putting on this tournament. I think that everyone always has a great time. It's so well run, and this year in particular, I feel like we are getting a good show.
The court looks great, too. This is obviously the first time, in my opinion, I think, the first time since Wells Fargo Arena became a thing back in 2006, 2007, that the floor changed. This is not the standard Wells Fargo Arena floor. The Girls Union and the Boys Association got together and said, I think we need a couple new floors. The association had kept using the Iowa Wolves floor. It also, I still have yet to see it on the middle logo, but it says Gene Berger Court somewhere in that middle circle down there. It's really small. Hopefully they make it bigger next year so we can put it. But Jean Berger, obviously one of the executive directors of the IGHSAU, announced that she's retiring. The epitome of the Iowa girl. I mean, she is everything that the Iowa girl stands for, and it's been great to have her as one of the directors.
Extremely supportive of all the girls that are down here this week. The other nice thing, you mentioned the court, Blake. The other nice thing that we see is there's just one three-point line.
I talked about a lot this week, and I think it's helped.
I think it makes a difference.
Less offensive sets from way out.
Right. It's a cleaner view of here's where I need to be for that three-point shot, and I don't need to be 4 feet beyond it.
Well, the Go-Hawks have had to set up most of their offensive sets from near half court, but that's because of the traps by Bishop Heelan's defense.
The start of this half will really be kind of a coaching test. Was Coach Bodensteiner able to teach his team at that halftime break how to bust out of this half-court trap?
Waverly-Shell Rock's been here 3 out of the last 6 years, all even years, 2020, 2022, 2024. They want to go to a state title game. As that one's blocked back by LaFleur as Thompson tried to go up with it.
Maddie LaFleur, her coach describes her as having so much grit and toughness. She does a lot more than the stats show, that time getting a big block on Emma Thompson.
Out of the basket, Bodensteiner gets blocked away. Another block for Bishop Heelan. That's already, I think, 3 or 4 here. Another loose ball, and Abby Lee has the steal. Crusaders back the other way. It's a lob up to Snoozy, and the freshman's got a basket here to start the half.
That is a nice start here for Bishop Heelan, getting a really tenacious defense, forcing that turnover, and this time converting.
Well, if the shots aren't falling, maybe just go to the best place on the floor to shoot, and that's right underneath the glass. A trap on the baseline. Egina gets left open, a tough fadeaway shot. Man, she is so good from that mid-range spot.
She has such a smooth shot. She's such an athlete. She is the niece of Barb Franke, a former Miss Iowa basketball state champion from down here. It's from Cedar Falls, all Big Ten selection at University of Wisconsin. So she's got some good basketball in her blood.
15 seconds on the shot clock here. LaFleur, she wants to go baseline. Turns it right back outside, a little too high for Abby Lee. Lead holds 7. Stanley tried to come from the backside and grab a steal on Biederman. She's tried that a lot today, and a lot of times it's worked. She's just very good at sneaking around and catching you when you don't expect it.
She's very good, common sense on the basketball court, able to see nice court vision, what's going on.
Bishop Heelan doesn't guard the inbounder, so they'll hand off to Egina. Boy, almost triple teamed. Loose ball. Who are they going to give it to? They're going to give it to Waverly-Shell Rock.
Again, that Bishop Heelan not letting up in that half-court trap. Been so effective today. It's also a lot of work. Like that is a tough defense to normally you see it occasionally. They have done this half-court trapping defense this whole game so far.
Stamina, a lot of stamina. Thompson, great cut down low.
Great look there from Bieneman, finding Thompson open inside for a nice, easy shot.
The lead is 9. Largest lead of the game for the Go Hawks. Seeing if anything changes here offensively for the Crusaders. Snoozy, step back 3, off front iron, no good. 1 of 11 from beyond the three-point line for Bishop Heelan. That ball's loose, and that will go to Bishop Heelan.
Forcing another turnover there by Bishop Heelan.
Waverly-Shell Rock, 25 rebounds to Bishop Heelan's 8. And sometimes that makes sense. Bishop Heelan or Waverly-Shell Rock boast one of the best weight rooms in the entire state of Iowa.
Okay.
With one of the best wrestling programs in the state. It's not just the wrestlers that use it. You can tell these girls have been working hard. A lot of strength down low.
Very strong team. And they're in there working for each of those rebounds, too.
Stanley travels, took an extra step. I mean, a lot of times it feels like Heelan, it's just the same play. I mean, Stanley will get caught down there and hope either everybody clears out or somebody gets open for 3.
Yeah, we're still seeing that same offense for Bishop Heelan. I thought they might come out in something else. It was not effective in the first half. Hopefully they'll see something break loose here.
And you can't say it's not a chess game because I guarantee they looked on film and thought that this would work here against this Waverly-Shell Rock defense.
Right. The Go Hawks really have a nice defensive plan for that. They are helping. You see them, it's a man-to-man defense, but they're stepping in and helping every time that drive goes in, and Bishop Heelan has not been able to dish it off and find the open person when that help comes over.
26-17, just over 5 minutes to go. Miscommunication on a pass. Now Heelan's turning the ball over just a little bit more. And when the shots aren't falling, the turnovers are the last thing you want. Go Hawks shooting 48%. That ball's knocked loose. Stanley on the floor, out of bounds. Go Hawks keep it.
The aggressive defense is really what is keeping Bishop Heelan, within 10 in this game.
A couple substitutions, IMT Insurance substitutions. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Egina. Down low to Thompson. Boy, they're such a good 1-2 punch.
They are such a good pair. They've looked several times for that high-low post pass.
Snoozy.
Very effective.
Almost got it knocked away, and Demke has it. Demke directing traffic again, one of the better point guards in the class.
keep thinking maybe they're going to be setting up something new, but it...
Stanley, three-pointer won't go, and then a foul trying to go after the rebound by the Crusaders. Nothing going right for Bishop Heelan.
I believe that was another rebound for Sydney Bieneman. I think that is her 11th of the night.
Timeout on the floor by Coach Koolstra and Bishop Heelan. The Go Hawks are looking good. We'll be back. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament. Blake Walker, Tammy Blackstone with you here. 28-17, Waverly-Shell Rock leading over Bishop Heelan here in this Class 4A semifinal. The winner will take on Clear Creek Amana on Saturday at 2 o'clock. All the one seeds have advanced so far at the state tournament. Pretty much a chalk week, all things considering. Probably the biggest upset, Cedar Falls over Davenport North. Davenport North didn't have their star, Journey Houston, in that game, so still nonetheless a win, but got to give credit to this girls union. Good seating. I mean, good seating all across the board, and we'll see how it shakes out the rest of the way. Go Hawks looking good here so far in a defensive matchup, holding a team that averages 65 points per contest just to 17 right now. Bieneman tries to fit it down low to Egina, and Abby Lee's on the steal.
Great hands there by Abby Lee.
Demke, three in transition, won't go. Snoozy's on the glass underneath, tries to go right back outside to Maddie, and it's stolen right back away by Frizzell.
You know, Blake, that was Bishop Heelan's first rebound of this half.
And it took more than 4 minutes in game.
Yeah, it was a great one by Snoozy, then turning it over, but they've really got to hit the glass.
Stanley almost loses it, and they're going to say it was last touched by Waverly-Shell Rock.
You know, they haven't had a lot of luck at all with their offense, and I would like to see, when we have an out-of-bounds play here, a specific play run rather than just getting it in and getting it back into an offense that has not been effective.
Lee for three at the top. Finally it goes in. And
she has a beautiful shot.
I'm sure she's happy to see that one drop.
Absolutely. You know, she's had several double-doubles this year. She averages 15 rebounds, 15 points, 8 rebounds, and just hasn't been able to find the basket tonight.
And a three on the other end. Frizzell. I can do it better than you, and how about that? Lead is back to 11. Boy, that's a heartbreaker right there. Go Hawks are 3 of 6 from beyond the three-point line. 50% overall. It just feels like they haven't taken a bad shot. Snoozy fader, yes. And Koolstra will call a timeout. Why would you call? I mean, I'll ask you, Coach. You're going on a run. You're starting to see the buckets fall. Is that why you call the timeout?
I actually have no idea. I would not have called that timeout. When you get a little bit of momentum, I would say you want to keep it going. Maybe they need to change up their defensive set.
And I will say, only 2 timeouts left for Bishop Heelan. So I'm not going to doubt a coach who's won a state tournament here in the last 5 years. He knows what he's doing. He's got a good program. But Waverly-Shell Rock looking good here so far. 27 rebounds to Heelan's 10. Heelan's other team has really gone to the line. Both teams have gone to the line just once. And Sydney Bieneman, 5 points and 12 rebounds.
That really has been the name of the game. Those rebounds, cannot emphasize enough. Both coaches before this game said they needed to be the ones to control the boards. And we can see who's doing that tonight.
A steal, Snoozy through traffic, gets fouled. It's on the floor, though.
I like this spark, this sense of urgency we are seeing from Melina Snoozy. Again, just a freshman. But, you know, she's looking at the clock. She's looking at the score. It is time for someone to take over this game.
Waverly-Shell Rock rallied in their win against Sioux Center. Bishop Heelan trying to do it here. Snoozy, stop and fire for 3. You bet!
It is such a smooth shot. No doubt why she's getting some college looks already as a freshman.
Bieneman all the way back the other way. Frizzell trying to work her way down low. Ball is loose. Demke's on the floor. Jump ball. It will stay with Waverly-Shell Rock.
That Crusader defense has just been stifling all game long, not letting up here.
31-25, Heelan back within 6. Closest it's been in a while. Egena to Frizzell, right in the face of Stanley. Rebound by Bieneman again. No, it's stolen. Nope, it's a foul on Demke. It's either on Demke or LaFleur. Nope, it's on Maddie.
Bieneman was in there fighting for her 13th rebound of the night.
She's 5'9", everybody.
Which is tall, but there's also 6'1", 6 foot out there.
Egena might have gotten touched from behind by Stanley. Doesn't matter, we play on. 2:12 to go in the quarter. Stanley down low to Lee. Bad pass taken away by Egena. The pace has picked up significantly here. Heelan's outscored Waverly-Shell Rock 10-9 here in this quarter. Frizzell, tough pass down low to Thompson, another steal.
Emma Thompson had that pin. She was open for several seconds and just came a little late.
Newsy all the way, got contact, no call.
Bieneman was there for the rebound.
She's everywhere. A knack for the ball.
I want people to know how hard it is for Emma Thompson to hold that position and then how frustrating it is to not get the ball.
Emma didn't want to shoot. Egena has it now. Wide open is Bodensteiner for 3. No, and Stanley secures the rebound. But Heelan wants to run. Snoozy, long 3. Yes!
She is feeling it. You know, we just talked about how they moved. There's just one three-point line, so there'd be no confusion. So she wasn't confused.
The lead is 3. Thompson's caught up, and a foul is called on the floor. Got her hand caught in. 4th foul here for Heelan this half, or this quarter.
Heelan is feeling that momentum. Their crowd is getting behind them. It's getting loud in here. You know, Blake, we talked about at halftime how this Heelan could go on a run. As soon as the lid came off that basket, Heelan was very well poised, given their defensive success here for a run.
Ball's knocked free. Everybody's on the floor. The ball was out of bounds when Demke touched it. Good call, because I'm right here in front of it. But one thing's for sure, the Heelan crowd is not happy about anything right now. That's all I hear behind me. 57 seconds to go here in the quarter. Bodensteiner across the timeline. Caught up. Another trap. Egena hands off to Thompson. Ball's loose, out of bounds. It's going to Bishop Heelan.
Waverly-Shell Rock feeling that pressure. They saw Heelan make that run, now within 3, and they're succumbing to a little bit of that pressure.
And Coach Bodensteiner, obviously a lot of faith in his team. No timeout has been called here. He's still got 4 left. But during this run, he's decided to kind of sit and let his girls figure it out here. Egena goes to the bench. A lot of the Waverly-Shell Rock girls look tired. Heelan's been running it up.
The extremely active game. That defense is so tough to keep on for a full game.
About 3 seconds separate shot clock and game clock. Stanley. Picked up by Bieneman. Brooklyn, Stanley all the way, nothing there. She's caught up to Snoozy, 6 seconds. Snoozy fires up a prayer, and it doesn't even hit the bottom or the basket. Ball is loose, picked up, and it is a shot clock violation. Did the buzzer go off? I know it hit 0, but
I didn't hear it, but
buzzer didn't go off. Officials will talk about it here. The ball didn't hit the rim, so it's the right call that the buzzer
Great defensive set that time by the Go Hawks, really keeping Bishop Heelan to forcing them into a tough shot there at the end.
Now remember, 4 fouls here for Heelan, so if they foul in the next 3 seconds, Waverly-Shell Rock's going to the line. So if you want to guard, you can, but 4 seconds, 4.5 on the clock here to end the third quarter. A trap in the corner. Frizzell out of bounds with 0.3 seconds to go. It'll be Bishop Heelan ball. They could try a lob here, but you can't get a shot off in normal catch and shoot position in 0.3 seconds. I guarantee it's going to number 23 here. 0.3. Snoozy. Nope, not enough on it. Well, how about that? We got ourselves a game. We're going to the fourth quarter on our last game of this Thursday. Leap year, leap day. Yeah, it's fun. We're having fun. 31-28. He's loving it. We'll be back. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament. The Iowa Bankers Association is the proud sponsor of the Parade of Champions and the Iowa Student Achievement Award, all of which happen on championship nights. 31-28, Blake Walker, Tammy Blackstone with you here. Class 4A semifinal. Waverly-Shell Rock leads Bishop Heelan by 3. The Crusaders trying to rally back into this thing. Trailed by at most 11 at one point, and now just down to 3.
They really got back into this game under the spark of Melina Snoozy. Has 12 points at this. See her taking another shot there.
That ball got blocked.
It did.
Yep, and they're going to say it's Heelan basketball.
Yeah. She has such a nice, smooth pull-up jump shot.
18 turnovers for Waverly-Shell Rock to Heelan's 8, but 29 rebounds for Waverly-Shell Rock to Bishop Heelan's 13. The ball's almost knocked free. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Snoozy, 3 seconds. Turns, fades, won't go, and that's a shot clock violation. Did not hit the basket. Snoozy's had a couple good looks. She's definitely helped the team get back into this thing.
Absolutely. Brooklyn Stanley has 8. I'd like to see her as that senior leader take control here of the game and really try to make something happen for her team.
5-second call for Waverly-Shell Rock. Again, they got 4 timeouts. They just haven't used them.
They haven't, and these traps have been so incredibly effective in both the half court and here we saw in the full court for Bishop Heelan.
Lee to Stanley. Stanley turns around, in and out. Lee gets the steal though. Off the rebound. Maddie Demke for the tie. No. LaFleur's on the glass.
A couple of nice offensive rebounds here for Bishop Heelan. Have not seen that tonight.
Snoozy picked up by Frizzell, freshman on freshman. That's a fun matchup. Abby Lee for 3. That's no good off front iron. Maddie Demke on the rebound. Too high for LaFleur, and Frizzell's got the rebound. Or the steal, I should say. Everybody's hitting the floor. Demke tries to steal it, and it's out of bounds. Oh, my goodness. We still have 6 minutes left to play.
I think there were 4 or 5 offensive rebounds in that set. Basically, I mean, probably what they had the entire first half of the game.
Small steps. Long pass. Frizzell tries to chase it down. It is out of bounds. Bishop Heelan ball.
The Crusaders forcing yet another turnover. Can they score off of it?
That's 20 turnovers for them so far. .6:40 to go in this one. Class 4A title spot is on the line. Boy, both 4A games have been phenomenal. Stanley, 4-3, and the tie. Not going to go. Frizzell is on the glass.
Just immediately into this full court pressure defense.
Caitlin Egena gone a little quiet here. Got Lee in the air, up and under move, not enough on it. Snoozy tries to go for the rebound and a foul on Bieneman.
Egna there with a good strong move. She has gone a little bit of quiet. She has 12 on the night, but it's been a while since she's been able to find the basket.
The Go Hawks shooting percentage slowly kind of working its way down, 43% now. Bodensteiner tried to call a timeout. They had 3 coaches standing up. Bodensteiner was on the Farm Bureau logo, and they just didn't give him the timeout. Snoozy. Double teams, up and under. Not gonna go. Brooklyn Stanley's on the glass. Snoozy thought about a 3 through traffic. Stanley again. Too high.
You know, that possession, that sense of urgency is exactly what Bishop Heelan needs to have at this point in the game.
Bodensteiner finally gets his timeout that he's been trying to call for the last minute here, so he'll take a breather and talk about it here. Looks like it should be a 30-second timeout, and it is. I mean, Heelan's rebounding the ball better, and Waverly-Shell Rock just keeps turning it over.
Absolutely. Waverly-Shell Rock has had a tough time all night with that Bishop Heelan trapping offense, but was able to have such a lead because that lid was on the basket for Heelan. Now that lid is somewhat off and Heelan's giving themselves second and third opportunities, Waverly-Shell Rock's going to have a hard time maintaining that lead.
Bishop Heelan now has more offensive rebounds than they do defensive rebounds. That's how tonight has gone. It's been a fun day here at Wells Fargo Arena. Make sure to tune in tomorrow at 10 o'clock as we'll get going on Class 2A right away. I believe Dayton, Hartford, and Sioux Central is your first game of the day tomorrow. Just over 5.5 to go in this one. Egena hits the floor as Waverly-Shell Rock gets it across the timeline. Egena all the way, spinning, yes. Whoa, that was cool.
I think that was the plan coming out of that timeout. Keep it in the middle of the court, don't get trapped, put it in Egena's hands. She's a strong player. Nice move to the basket.
Give it to your star, let her take it all the way. Heelan down by 5. Have still just not been able to fully get this lead back. Snoozy off a screen. A little too short. A lot of those tonight. Just short. Bieneman across the timeline. Egena stolen from behind by Stanley once again.
Fantastic defense there. Brooke Stanley just really sees the ball. She sees the court. Takes those opportunities on defense.
Well, they're kind of holding back a little bit on Snoozy. Stanley got the layup to go down low. Thompson just didn't want to guard Melina up close. She hasn't been hitting them, so why not? And a foul on Melina as she tried to get in front of Bieneman. That's the first foul on Heelan.
The Go Hawks here, I think you're going to see them try to get it into the middle of that court. Do what you did last time. Get it to Egena in the middle. Avoid that trap.
Travel on Caitlin Egena at the top of the key.
Abby Lee forcing a turnover.
You know she's really good at a forward position when she's the one handling the ball at the top of the key. They trust her to do that. We saw that in the last time they scored.
Yes, she's a versatile, effective player. She's going to have a nice career ahead of her at Western Illinois.
Is this when Heelan can tie the game? They've been so close, but the Go Hawks have hung strong here. Stanley tried to fit it down low. Abby Lee for three. That's short. Maddie Demke on the long rebound. One thing about Abby, her confidence has not gone away to try to at least keep shooting. Snoozy can't get it to go. That was a tough one off the glass. And the freshman Frizzell has the rebound. 4 minutes to go. Stanley, a couple girls hit the floor, and it's out of bounds. It will be Waverly-Shell Rock basketball.
Waverly-Shell Rock holding on to it that time. They have 22 turnovers on the night. You don't normally hear that kind of stat and still be, leading on the scoreboard.
Agana all the way, fouled by Lee. Was she shooting, though? No, she wasn't. Yeah, I was going to say, she was in the act of passing, not shooting, so they'll take it underneath. It's Abby Lee's second foul. Boy, 4A is the class to be, huh?
Been such an exciting slate of games.
Agana, intended receiver. She does, in fact, get it. Out of bounds, and it's going to go to Bishop Heelan.
Turnover number 23.
And by the way, both teams have only been to the line once. Waverly-Shell Rock is 0 of 2. Bishop Heelan is 2 of 2.
You know, it's surprising, especially having that tough half-court trapping defense for the whole game, to not have more fouls than that. It's impressive.
Snoozy stops, fire. She is fouled by Frizzell.
Fouled on that three-point shot. Have an opportunity here to score with the clock stopped.
Well, and Melina, she's been doing that step back all night, just kind of push off. That time she didn't back up as much, and Frizzell was right there. Stanley is a 69% free throw shooter. She knocks down her first. Heelan's last lead was with 5:15 to go in the first quarter. And that was by 1 point. Waverly-Shell Rock led by 1 point at 11 in the middle of the fourth, or the middle of the third quarter. So you can see how quickly Heelan's tried to close back in here. For the tie, yes.
Melina Snoozy, the freshman, now with 14 points and the tie in this game.
Frizzell. Picked up by Demke, almost lost it. Boy, Maddie's trying. Bodensteiner gets a screen from Thompson.
The Go Hawks.
Oh, fouled on the shot. Got hit from behind.
Thompson with a nice strong move to the basket. Giving herself an opportunity here to score at the line.
Emma 0 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. She'll shoot 2 here. And the first one splashes home.
Emma Thompson, again, is a senior. She's headed to Loras College to play softball next year.
Thompson, no good. Got her on a rebound. It dropped right back into her lap. And a blocking foul on Brooklyn Stanley. She thought she was pushed into. That is the third foul on Heelan now. Fourth foul, excuse me. So one more foul, and Waverly-Shell Rock's going to the line the rest of the way.
It's a lot of time left in the game for that to be happening.
Yeah.
Bishop Heelan has been smart all game about keeping those fouls in check, but here could cause a bit of a problem.
So just under 3 minutes to go, and the Go Hawks will throw it underneath. Ooh, almost got 5. Frizzell for 3, no good. Demke skies for the rebound. Waverly by 1.
Bishop Heelan here with an opportunity to take the lead.
Stanley down low. LaFleur steps on the line.
Nice defense there by Sydney Bieneman.
Koolstra trying to tell her post up, kind of stand up, get ready to go, and just trying to help out his young player there. Maddie just a junior. Egina hounded close, but she's got speed to get it across the timeline. In trouble. Everybody's hitting the deck, and a foul is on Demke, and that will send Waverly-Shell to the line to shoot 2.
Egina there, good control. She dribbles out of a trap on the other end of the court, straight into another trap, draws the foul.
I give it to Coach Darren, or give it to Greg Bodensteiner, his ability to hold on to timeouts. There are several times he could have just called a timeout, get him out of the situation, but he trusts that his players can get it done as Egina knocks down her first free throw. I mean, he's still got 3 timeouts left.
Maybe he was hoping for that, for exactly what happened.
It's very possible.
That foul. Getting his team to the line.
He's a very calm coach. Egina's second free throw, no good. Stanley, everybody's on the floor. This should go to Waverly-Shell, and it does.
It is Sydney Bieneman and Brooklyn Stanley again on the court. Both of those players, such heart.
Well, Tammy, that's 2 back-to-back trips to the free throw line where Waverly-Shell has gotten the ball off of a miss.
Yes. Their rebounding has just been tremendous tonight.
Bieneman picked up by Stanley, waiting, trying to get away. Bodensteiner for 3, not gonna go. Demke's got the rebound on a long one. Snoozy. The lead is 2 for the Go-Hawks. Stanley, high pass. Bieneman, 1 on 2, now 3. She'll back it up.
Nice decision there. Bieneman with a good steal and good decision to wait for her team.
Egina, she's got a lane to the basket. Good pass off to Thompson. No foul. Stanley's got it.
We've seen that nice high post, low post pass a lot tonight. That time I wish Egina would have taken that shot herself.
1:38 to go. Koolstra hanging on to his timeouts. Everybody is standing here at Wells Fargo. The lead is 2. Stanley gets around 1. Low pass to LaFleur. Underneath, we're tied.
Fantastic. That's really good play there. Nice sharing the ball. Good controlled shot by LaFleur.
And a foul on Snoozy. I know Molina kind of puts her hands up, but in a way, you got to know you don't have to I get it. You want to guard close, but you don't have to guard close.
I think it's tough because Bishop Heelan has been playing this tough the whole game. They haven't been called for those fouls, and now they are. They just have to understand that it's that adrenaline, it's that energy that now they're getting into it, that they're being a little more hands-on than they were earlier in the game.
Bieneman is a 60% free throw shooter. And the first one rattles in.
What a great night for Sydney Bieneman. That is her 6th point, 15 rebounds.
Crowd screaming to Bishop Heelan. Box out. Go-Hawks have gotten the rebound. The last 2 misses at the line. Doesn't matter that time. And Coach Bodensteiner says, you know what? I'm going to take a timeout. It is a full timeout. We'll stick right here, 37-35. I mean, it feels like set plays for Heelan haven't been kind this night so far, and you got to wonder what Koolstra is going to draw up here.
Right, they haven't been. They've stayed in that same offense that hasn't been terribly effective. Now we are seeing a little bit more success because they've had second and third chance opportunities. They're crashing the boards a little higher. They're feeling that sense of urgency. Brooklyn Stanley's getting more involved. She's got 10 points. Melina Snoozy has 15. That last basket, I can't emphasize enough, by Maddie LaFleur. She just has 4 on the night, but that last one was really crucial for Bishop Heelan.
You know a game's moving fast and it's up and down when the officials are They're hot. I mean, these two guys just got brought out some water because they are sweating by running up and down the floor. So Bishop Heelan will have it here on Waverly-Shell Rock's side. So they're going to have to get it across the timeline. It doesn't look like Waverly-Shell Rock's going to play up, at least for the time being.
Both of these teams' defense has been, they're so different from each other, but both have been quite effective tonight. It's a low-scoring game. Each has had a difficult time playing their own game. I don't think that if you're watching these teams' offenses, it's not what you've been used to seeing all season long for these teams.
Like I said, Heelan averages 65 a game. Waverly-Shell Rock only 58. Just kind of one of those games.
Both have been taken out of their element and forced to play a different game.
1 minute to go. A spot in the Class 4A title game on the line. Lee down low to Stanley, and a foul is called on Thompson. Now that's only the third foul, so not terrible.
Right. Tough pass there by Abby Lee. I see what she was looking for, passing to two defenders. She does get the foul.
Stanley. And over to Lee.
You know, those out-of-bounds plays are an opportunity to run an actual play rather than just get back into your offense like we saw there.
Lee's three-pointer won't go. You don't have to foul if you're Heelan. Bieneman gets it across the timeline. Again, you don't have to foul. You got about 9 seconds here. Picks up her dribble, and a timeout is called by Bodensteiner. They'll have 19 seconds on the clock. It'll be a quick 30-second timeout. I mean, you think about it, a 2 could maybe put this thing away here. How do you go about it?
Potentially. You know, I think you get it to the middle of the court. I think the most effective play that I've seen tonight from Waverly-Shell Rock was off of a sideline inbounds play into Egna to the middle of the court and let her take it.
So it'll be 28 seconds to go here in this one. Waverly-Shell Rock down to 1 timeout. Bishop Heelan's got 2. Again, a double bonus already for Waverly-Shell Rock, so if they get fouled, they're shooting 2. No longer the 1-and-1 is a thing.
I expect to see the same aggressive defense from Bishop Heelan, but you got to keep in mind you're sending them to the line every time you pick up a foul.
And a foul on Maddie Demke. Wrapped around. Wrapped right around Bodenstein.
Yeah, Maddie Demke has been a part of so many effective traps all night. She has forced a bunch of turnovers there, reaching in.
Bodensteiner is a 67% free throw shooter for Waverly-Shell Rock.
Brenna Bodensteiner is described as the emotional leader of this team. She is heading on to Wartburg next year, staying close to home to play golf and basketball.
Short on her first, so it will stay a one-possession game here. You won't need a 3 if you're Bishop Heelan, but we'll see how they play it out. Bodensteiner's second is good.
Good composure there to get that second, especially after that missed first. It's tough to do at this point in the game.
26 seconds to go. Demke will call a timeout. It's a full timeout. Again, you don't need a 3. You can take a 2 and try to play the foul game a little bit.
Yeah. What you really hope to see here, again, from an out-of-bounds play, they've gotten it over the timeline for them to set up an actual play. Set some screens, get somebody open, make a good pass, maybe a cut to the basket, and do it. What I think we've seen a little too much tonight from Bishop Heelan is squandering those opportunities on those out-of-bounds plays, and they just end up tossing it in, getting into their offense, which hasn't been terribly effective against that Waverly-Shell Rock defense tonight.
25 seconds left on the clock, and Heelan will get it right near the half-court line to set something up. Right now, Heelan 4 of 25 from beyond the three-point line, 26% overall. Waverly-Shell Rock, 41% from the floor, 30% from 3.
Yeah, just a much better shooting night for Waverly-Shell Rock. It happens, yet Heelan is here.
Yeah.
Heelan is right here in it. They've been able to stay alive with that tenacious defense, forcing 23 turnovers on the night.
They've been everywhere so far. All right, 25 seconds to go. The lead is 3. What do the Crusaders got drawn up? Stanley, outside, well covered. Lee thought about a 3 to Demke. Demke from way out, no good. Stanley's on the glass, ball is loose. Stanley turnaround, won't go. Rebound picked up by Thompson, and she's fouled.
Nice offensive board there by Brooklyn Stanley. Not able to convert that, but important.
I think Snoozy was the intended shooter because they had something lined up, but it was really well guarded by Bodensteiner.
Yes, it was.
And now Thompson will go to the line to shoot 2. And 1 free throw could put this thing away.
Emma Thompson is a senior. She is a 69% free throw shooter for the year.
And the first one goes.
A lot of composure to be able to put that away in a state tournament semifinal game.
They'll take a full timeout here, so 7 seconds. Normally in some scenarios you'd say, well, Waverly-Shell Rock purposely foul. I don't think we're going to see that. And we've seen a lot this week. Under 10 seconds, the girls have had a hard time getting up the floor. I mean, knowing when the clock is going to go.
Right, they have. Yep, I think the plan here is probably just going to be for Emma Thompson to hopefully put that in, and then Bishop Heelan to dart up the court as quick as they possibly can. I would imagine they'll be aiming for a three-pointer, especially since they've got several three-point shooters.
What a game it has been. Waverly-Shell Rock has led most of the way. Bishop Heelan, I mean, they've gotten close to a tie, have still not taken the lead since 5:15 to go in the first quarter.
Right.
But credit to the Crusaders coming all the way back, making this a ball game, but Waverly-Shell Rock has buckled down and is trying to hang on here.
They're keeping their defenders back, ready to defend. A quick trip down the court.
So Thompson will shoot one more. The lead is 4. Waverly doesn't put anybody up on the line. That rolls in. The lead is 5. They're going to sub in number 20, Megan Heyer, in for Emma Thompson.
See some full court defense here.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to...
just to prevent that long pass, make things a little more difficult.
Addie Demke dribbles up. 4 seconds all the way. Floating shot. She gets fouled. Not a bad thing, but Frizzell hits the floor holding her ankle. She took an awkward hit against Maddie Demke. And the foul is on Frizzell.
It's hard to tell if she maybe twisted an ankle or maybe just got the wind knocked out of her.
Yeah, not quite sure. She took quite the hit. It will be Maddie Demke going to the line to shoot 2 with just 1.5 left on the clock here. And you just hope for the best.
Yeah. Again, Lizzie Frizzell is a freshman, averages 10 points a game. She has 8 tonight. Demke, when she's on the line, she is a senior. She shoots 73% from the free throw line.
We will hope for the best as she will hobble off the court here, being helped by one of the coaches. Maddie Demke pats her on the back. Gosh, you hope it's okay. Waverly-Shell Rock would not play again till Saturday at 2 o'clock, so you'd have tomorrow to rest up. We'll hope for the best for the freshman Lizzie Frizzell. Demke will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws here. Definitely a tough tough way to end here tonight. It's been such a good game. Again, we hope for the best for Lizzie. There'll be one more here. You'd have to get it and grab a steal. I think Coolstra is going to call a timeout here, maybe off. Free throw is good. Coolstra will call a timeout. All you have to do,
Right.
The goal here is obviously a steal and then a three, but even then, Waverly-Shell can just chuck this thing down the floor.
Yeah.
As long as it touches somebody, you're going to be okay.
Tough position to be in. The composure, though, we've seen a lot of nice made free throws here down the stretch on both ends. There, Maddie Demke putting both of them in under a lot of pressure here with 1.5 seconds left in the game. You know, they've been so effective with their traps. Maybe they can steal it on the inbounds.
You got to be quick, though. I mean,
1.5 seconds just isn't much.
That'll go quick. Well, what a season it's been for Bishop Heelan, nonetheless. 23-1 record, only lost to Lamar's. Another great year, winners of the Missouri River Conference. A lot of talent on the team. Obviously, Melina Snoozy coming back. Maddie LaFleur, Abby Lee. Boy, Abby Lee. Her and Melina Snoozy, great. LaFleur is actually going to check back into the game, and they're going to check out somebody. Nope, never mind. They're not going to check her in. Colby Carroll, a freshman, is on the floor here. I assume she's a shooter. So Colby hasn't been in all game, and they got her here in on the end. Again, it just pretty much needs to be touched. Bieneman gets it in, and a foul is called with 0.7 seconds left.
Okay. Nice defensive job there of Bishop Heelan. Probably getting close to that 5-second call, and there's no timeouts left, so they were getting close.
2 free throws upcoming for Caitlin Egena. Good night for her. Over 50% shooting, 15 points. And the first one goes.
Caitlin Egena is really all-around solid contributor. Those 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. She's always looking for her teammates on those easy shots.
Waverly-Shell going to get one more substitution here. Thompson checks out. Number 14, Ramey Dahlquist, the senior, checks in. And Egena will shoot one more to put a cap on this one. Waverly-Shell, the Go Hawks, are in fact going to the Class 4A title game. They defeat Bishop Heelan 41-37 is your final score. A great game here in this Class 4A semifinal. Both semifinals lived up to the hype. And man, just what a great game between two very even teams.
Just a hard-fought effort there. Really, what a defensive battle. And again, just the energy that it takes to play that intensive defense the whole game. Really, hats off to Bishop Heelan for that effort. Not paying off tonight. Always a tough loss, especially when you're draining your energy that much and work so hard for it.
Lizzie Frizzell is walking on her own. You can see her there kind of top left of the screen. She's hobbling a little bit, but she is walking on her own, which is good to see. Again, we hope she's okay because she's got a title game to play in on Saturday at 2 o'clock against Clear Creek Amana. Let's send it down to our PA announcer for your trophy presentation.
Fans, please direct your attention to the court for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving medallions, each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Gene Berger and Gary Ross. Congratulations to head coach Darren Coolstra and the Crusaders from Bishop Heelan on an outstanding basketball season.
Egena.
44.
Mm-hmm.
And now Lily Betts will advance her team to the next round on the official bracket at center court. Waverly-Shell fans, your team advances to the championship and will play Clear Creek Amana on Saturday, March 2nd at 2:30 p.m. Fans, on behalf of the
We are going to have a battle of height on Saturday. Clear Creek Amana and Waverly-Shell Rock are set to fight it out for your Class 4A title game at 2 o'clock on Saturday. What a win. Waverly-Shell Rock defeats Bishop Heelan and is on to the Class 4A title game. That will do it for us. It's been another great game of Iowa High School girls basketball. On behalf of our color analyst, Tammy Blackstone, our producer, Randy Nielsen, and all of us here in Des Moines, I'm Blake Walker. And thank you for joining us, watching our live coverage today of the 2024 Girls State Basketball Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.